Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds. I'm Nerdarchist Dave, and I'm hanging out with all these fine nerds tonight. I'm a little under the weather, so bear with me. I will do my best. But we have Carlos, Robin, and Steven with us, our guests as always. And I gotta fix Carlos because it looks like a little kid trying to look over the top of the counter. Uh, But you can find the links to all these fine folks down in the description. But that's not all you can find down there. You can find a link to Zoo Mafia Quick Start Rules, so you can go download it for free and start playing it with your friends. With that, I'm going to throw it to our zookeeper. That's what we call our DM or GM in this game, Nerdarchist Ted.
Hey everybody, welcome to Zoo Mafia Central City Zoo Edition. This is technically season 2, but it has nothing to do with the past season that Dave ran. We've got some illustrious mob aficionados trying to make their way within the gritty, darker city, our Central City Zoo. It's set in the 1920s, 1930s during the height of Prohibition. And as always, these animals try to go wild, do crime, and try not to let the humans catch them. For a while, this illustrious mob has been trying to garner the attention of one Machine Gun Otto. And some things have changed. Last session, whether we talked about it on air or off, we definitely have some interesting directions to talk about tonight. So without further ado, I've already pre-rolled and I'm going to, ping pong it back to Dave to introduce who you're playing and what you remember from last week's session.
All right, I am playing Tully the Speedster McGee. I had an amazing date with the Pink Ladies. And the 5 flamingos. We went up in a hot air balloon. It was romantic. It was amazing. We firebombed some cops. Good times. I feel like we're had by all. It sounds like there's going to be a second date, and also we were kind of slighted by Machine Gun Otto's main man Oliver, and he made us feel a certain way. So we might just have to mess him up. I'll pass it on over to Carlos.
What's good, internet? My name is Carlos Rivera. I run the Volcanic Night YouTube channel, and I play Arnold Shortman, the grifter hippo, who's evidently got big shoes to fill, according to his friends. But yeah, I had a date as well yesterday. Not yesterday, last week, and it didn't go as illustrious as Dave's, unfortunately. But all I can say is Jenny Jangles is not against us or with Otto, so that may prove fruitful to us. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Robin.
All right. So what I remember was there was something on fire. I think because someone in our group set it on fire. Like Roscoe and I went to go for round 2 with Brad Spit because he's awful and terrible and I want to break his face. And then we got there and found out that the chaos had already started, and I'm pretty sure this was the episode where Al Capone got arrested. And the Pink Ladies were like, oh no, we gotta get back down there, and they were like out of commission and unable to defend her and stuff, and that was like, a thing. Steven, would you like to go from here?
Okay, yes. So, hi everybody. I'm Steven Partridge. I'm playing Roscoe Reddick, the Red Panda, and oh my gosh, so many things happened. It was The Bachelor, Central City Zoo Edition. We had Tully going on a date with Pink Ladies. We also had Arnold disguised as the giraffe, Charlie Chains, going on a date with Jenny Jangles and trying to convince her to leave her mob, which kind of worked, right? Also, Tully kind of set the balloon on fire, which was a whole thing, and the Pink Ladies kind of flew him away in like one of those like romantic dream-esque styles. Meanwhile, Roscoe and Frenzy were trying to get back at Brad Spit in his enclosure. And with the balloon fireball, the fuzz showing up to arrest Al Capone, it was just like a lot. So we hightailed it out of there, pun intended. And now, after having reported to Oliver, our contact for Machine Gun Auto. Oliver is an otter, not Oliver from last season, who was an owl. We felt like we've been doing a lot of good things. We might not have been doing exactly what they asked, right? But we definitely did a lot that was like going above and beyond in our characters' minds. Now, whether that's actually true or not, well, but our characters feel like we've done a lot for the mob. And considering we're still not in, we're like, you know what? This isn't going our speed. We need to make our own speed. So enter chaos for Ted. Good luck, sir.
So back at the, your hideout, the plans begin to set in motion that with Al Capone out of the way, that, perhaps even though there's really only room for 2 mafias in this zoo, you feel that there might be a new figurehead possible, trying to make way for Arnold Shortman and, his own mafia, as you have continued to hoist Arnold up as the leader of your little contingent. So, where normally there's been, jobs and things, we now roll the dice. And as, agency dictates, what is it that you all want to do this fair evening?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to meet up at the hangout. That's step 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for certain. So yeah, I guess after I tip my hat to Oliver, saying, well, you have a good.
You've already had your goodbyes from Oliver. You've now you've fled. This is the following evening.
Okay.
Can we get a recap of what the expectation was the last time we talked to him?
So when you had spoken to Oliver, you guys were still very much in their good graces. They were happy with what you were doing, but the last assignment you were given was to bring over some of Al Capone's people to him, or straight up take them out, so that they can't be against Otto. And it's like, all right, well, you've had some conversations, you've started taking out the flight club, but some of them are still around, so it was like, job's not done.
Right.
So as far as expectations, bring in Jenny, bring in the pink ladies, or take out Brad Spitt and his 2 other associates.
Oh no, it would actually be more useful to tempt them over to our side, wouldn't it?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Like Jenny Jangles, and since she's not going with Machine Gun Otto, maybe she'll go with Arnold Shortman, and try and tempt the pink ladies over to Arnold Shortman as well.
Yeah. We may even want to look into was Charlie Chains apprehended as well, or no?
Charlie Chains works for
him being us, right? That's right, excuse me. So he's still around. Okay. Oh, maybe we can get him as well. That's what's passing through my head. If we can get Chains and Jangles, we're gonna have so much noise on our side. It's gonna be great.
If we're trying to build a proper gang, we should probably also make, connections like we are doing to be able to expand our numbers. But all of us have friends that are loyal to us that we might be able to persuade to join our cause, if you know what I'm saying.
We have to get Wild Bill out, too. Perhaps we should talk to Wild Bill and explain to him the double cross that Oliver and Machine Gun Otto were planning on him.
I think that we should wait for him, because if he decides that he has nothing to lose, because he's probably not super fond of us, gift wrapping him for Machine Gun Otto, as it were, it's entirely possible that he might reveal our double cross plan to Otto. So if we already had many other allegiances and loyalties shored up before we went to him, that might prove more prudent.
That's a good point. And if it doesn't work out, we can always take his head and use it to impale Machine Gun Otto with.
Look, I know a lot of my friends are kind of big, but they're also kind of soft, so I think I'm just gonna keep leaving them out of this if that's all the same to you guys.
They're your friends.
Oh, I didn't think you meant like that. Yeah. I'm not gonna have a newspaper boy join the mob.
Oh.
What kind of respectable surrogate big brother do you think I am?
And I'm just like sitting here trying not to think about the fact that Lazarus is like giant and very intimidating looking and just won't bring that up. I think we should knock over a pet store.
A pet store?
Yeah.
Oh, how you figure that, Frenzy?
Well, because they've got good snacks there. We could take the treats, we could take the catnip, we could sell those things at a premium because we don't get those here. Toys, cat toys with catnip in them. We should knock over a pet store.
Oh, Frenzy, you're a genius.
I know.
Oh man.
We could corner the
Brains
market
and
with all
muscle.
the felines.
And we could probably get some of them hooked enough to come join us. I mean, it would be good to have a jaguar doing like patrol or something.
Well,
Yes.
I do already have a friend who is very fond of the catnip, who also happens to have an in with the fuzz.
And probably knows people who also really like catnip. And we could get peanut butter for the canine unit, get some of them on the take.
Oh, absolutely. If we had the fuzz working for our mob, we would have a lot less to worry about from the other mobs.
So I'm just going to go make a list of things we need to grab and come up with ways to carry all of that. And I'll let you guys take care of whatever it is you're talking about right now. And I'm going to like slink into the back and you can hear Kinsey making notes.
All right. Who knows where there's a pet store?
I think Ricky might have some intel on that. So if we're gonna knock out a pet store, I'm definitely gonna call in a favor since it's the beginning of if that's the job we're doing. I'm totally gonna call that in.
All right.
To get the best pet store I could possibly find.
And then after you do that, I'll see what kind of wheels I can grab for us.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's gonna be a 10 with 2 5 showing.
Okay. So with the beginning of a job, you have different rule sets. So you don't use this, you use what it says in your playbook.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like 10 plus gains 2 holds.
All right. So what 2 questions do you want to ask when you show up to Ricky Raccoon?
Ricky, I need to know where we can find the most primo pet store we can possibly find. And not only that, but they need to have like the best equipment with their location.
So what do you mean by equipment?
Well, you know, their supplies, the products they may have in there. Anyone can get any sort of knockoff nip, but we all know the top of the line nip. That's where it's at.
Well, I mean, there's a handful of places that are out there that are closer. But I mean, if you want the really good stuff, you might have to be willing to travel a little bit further. And I think what you're looking for is a little place just called Grandma's.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we'll
only it's
visit
over the
Grandma's
river and
house.
through the woods.
Well, I did say it's you had to travel to get there.
That's right. Well, I slipped Ricky some of my feed. Since for whatever reason he likes it, but I'm like, hey, here you go, buddy. And thank him for his services. and then I'll let everyone know the location and of grandma's.
So, when you start, kind of hashing back and forth, you do have out of city proper, and it is indeed, over a river and into the woods. But there is a pet store that has all kinds of types, all kinds of foodstuffs, and all kinds of quality product that will suit your needs.
No, totally. We need you to roll a freaking Maserati for this one, right?
So before we go,
well, unfortunately, I only have an 8, so I think we're gonna have a motorcycle with a sidecar.
what day of the week is it?
What day of the week do you want it to be?
Sometime in the middle of the week, preferably during the day.
All right. Well, it's evening, unless you guys are trying to have this meeting while humans are about.
Oh no, I don't mean right now. I mean, I want to do this at some point during the day.
Oh, okay.
I can wait.
Sure. I mean, if you flash back to earlier in the day.
Okay, so here's what my plan is, right? I'm gonna sneak into the parking lot and I'm gonna steal some poor child's backpack.
I love it.
So you want to do this during the day?
Yeah, out of a bus.
All right.
I never said Kinsey was smart.
You're going to get one roll.
Okay.
And it's going to be sly because you're committing a caper. If you get a 10, you've got 1 or 2 backpacks, your choice, and I'll give you agency to say, like, everything you want about it. Anything less, you're losing a marker. 7+ is going to be, you'll get a backpack. Might not be the ideal of what you're looking for, but you're successful. But because you're trying to do something during the day, that's your cost.
Yeah, no, that's entirely understandable. I absolutely deserve this, and I'm absolutely gonna do it. Because one thing that Ty taught me playing with him is that when you can do the big risky thing that you would never do in real life in a game, you do it.
All right.
I got an 8.
You got an 8.
So I'm gonna lose a marker.
All right. So, what winds up transpiring is you have snuck out. You have got a backpack, and you managed to latch onto it, but the full animal or zoo control, has to come in. You were spotted, and you are, hoisted, captured and tossed back into your enclosure. You've got the backpack because you succeeded, but the humans are a little forewarned as to some crazy antics by some Asian alligator.
So what I'm gonna do next after that is take all the supplies in the backpack and put it in the enclosure of a different Asian alligator and then hide the backpack really well.
Okay.
I can just imagine the headlines in the human world. Local zoo gator goes bananas. I don't know.
Kinsey is a sociopath. I don't know if you guys have talked that yet. So that's all I needed. I'm just gonna stop now and you guys can go on.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. So we got the information. We have the car. Is there anything else we're missing before we, go out on this adventure?
Can I send word to Demond, my Panther on the Fuzz contact, that perhaps that we might have a connection to get some catnip related contraband into the zoo, and he can put some feelers out to his friends because it could be a big score.
The lions.
All right. So are you using a power, or are you just trying to have a conversation?
So I could use my power if you want, and like basically make it look like a kidnapping, right? When I'm really just arranging a meeting because he's on the fuzz, and if I meet him in the middle of the day, it could be a problem.
So I mean, it would be at night, where like this is the daytime for the zoo, attendees. So like, you met with him before. It's
Mhm.
really up to you as to whether you want to like snatch him or whether you want to just be like, slip him a message and let him know. And realistically, are you just trying to like put feelers out to see whether there might be more people that might be of this persuasion?
Yeah.
To be like, all right, I need to make sure that we can get the contraband in safe.
I'm looking more for a market, because the way that we're going to build Arnold into this boss is we need to provide goods and services to people that are illicit. So my thought is we're looking for a market, and he's kind of like the go-to guy for everyone else, right? That's my plan, is to kind of get him to be the guy.
Hear me out. We do the thing that old people always accuse drug dealers of doing, and we give away the first one for free. In the real world, no drug dealer ever does that, but we're gonna do it.
Okay, no, but we need to do it because that is how we addict the tigers to it, and that's how we get our muscle. That was always part of my plan.
Yeah.
And the lions. I want to put the lions right under our thumb, those pricks.
But it has to be the girl lions because the boy lions are really lazy and useless.
That was exactly what I was about to say, was we want to get the lady lions on our side.
Listen, it's a lot of hard work to lay on the big rock and roar all day.
Yeah, but it doesn't make you very useful. So they can just be over there and take their dole and just chill. I don't actually want them working with us because they'll fuck it up. And like, just Kenzie suddenly sounding like a lieutenant and not like she doesn't care what's going on anymore.
Oh Lord, this is lovely.
Like, your girl's ambitious. I don't know what to tell you.
We figured out how to trigger Kenzie's work.
You did.
Put her on a warpath. That's how you get Kenzie going.
I think Kenzie wants to, I'm just guessing here, but I think Kenzie probably wants to like get anyone who's not Brad Spitt to join us.
I still think she wants, Brad Spitt to join at this point, but it's entirely up to you guys.
I feel like Frenzy secretly has a thing for Brad Spitt.
Oh.
How dare you?
It's what my mom used to tell me when I was in kindergarten. I think that whole thing is going on here.
How dare you? I'm so mad. I'll hit you with my tail too.
As they're smiling. All right. So anything else? Oh, to wrap this up, just give me a start spitting roll. Let's see how.
Okay.
Convince. Was it Demond? Is that how you're pronouncing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Diamond because he's a pink-eyed panther.
To me, it looks like Desmond. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. That is going to be a 7 + 2, 9. So I got 9. And I got double 5s.
All right. So double 5s.
No bosses.
9. That's going to be success with consequence. You get a -1 forward, and you can give a +1 forward.
I will give a +1 forward to Tully because he's driving us next.
I thought you were going to say because Dave rolls the worst.
No.
Well, actually, that too, but
I am not putting that into the air.
Hey, you know what? I will retract my previous statement. Although I don't think anything's going anywhere with Maria, anyways, and it's always going into another direction completely. And and the kid is just the kid, so he's not going to do anything. But Maurice, on the other hand, I think he would definitely try and get Maurice in.
That's your monkey.
The Borneo orangutan that is also a grease monkey. So I'm totally on board for trying to convince Maurice.
Righty. So I guess what I'll do is like have like as soon as like it looks like we're ready. Screw it. I'm gonna fill the shoes of a I guess mob boss and actually try to inspire everybody to actually let's do this type of thing. So guys, no lie, I almost didn't even want to hinder the thought about being in charge of anyone or anything, but if you all say so, we'll do this. We don't need to join a family. We have our own family right here. Ah, shit, I sound like Don Torello right now from Fast and Furious.
Who are you talking to?
The gang,
Yeah.
our people.
Oh, okay.
Forget that guy. He's a poser
I mean,
driver.
you're not wrong.
So Demond tells Roscoe that he has a few, a few folk that might be interested.
Okay. So Demond has a few folks that'll be interested. I would like to communicate this to Arnold so that way Arnold knows that we're like not a totally lost cause, right? That we have people that want this.
Okay.
And then let's see.
Doesn't have to be right this instant there, Stephen.
Okay, gotcha.
If if you're looking to head out and go see what you might be able to find over the river and through the woods, then you are completely, able to.
So, so I have the motorcycle with a sidecar, so Arnold can ride in the sidecar, and all three of us will be riding the motorcycle.
Okay. And are you going to like, fix up some kind of cart to pull behind, or is that what the back for? What's the?
No, I have another plan. Guys, I'm gonna need to fail at least one roll during this whole caper before we come back.
Okay. No problem. What's your worst stat, Tully?
My worst stat is probably wild.
Just get into a bar fight at some point.
Well, actually, oh, no, that's not the right thing. Yeah, wild is my worst thing.
Yeah, let's get into a bar fight.
So how are you guys choosing to leave the zoo? Are you going
in style? No, stealthily. We're gonna push the motorcycle to the gate so we don't make a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
By we I mean mostly Frenzy and Arnold because they're the biggest of us.
Yeah. So yeah, I will help with that and push the motorcycle towards the gate. Anytime there's like the fuzz around, I pause for a second, wait for them to pass, and then slink through the dark. So they'll be none the wiser.
So why don't somebody go ahead and give me the stealth for the group?
Who's the slyest?
Roscoe.
I think I have a 2.
Yeah, I think you're our slyest.
Okay. All right.
He's pretty sly.
Try to
a
be
red
sly. Okay, that is 11 base plus 2, so 13.
All right, so you managed to, do this exceptionally well. You've got some things, planned out. Maybe there was even a planned distraction or just something that's completely well timed, and you're able to get out of the zoo through the gate, and off you go into the night.
Okay. As we're going, can we just like keep a lookout to make sure there's no like stool pigeons or anything that we need to worry about that might be following us?
Yeah, I'll do that.
To put your peepers to work.
Well, that is triple fours.
Whoa!
I have a
nice.
+1, so that brings that up to a 9. And put my peepers to work is my awareness, which is a 2. So that's an 11.
All right. That +2 put it into you gain a marker.
I'm gonna totally take that marker. Boom, back up to 7, baby.
And then you're gonna get a success, but you got a +1 forward on your next roll.
All right. Keep the forward train going.
Dave, you're supposed to fail. What's up, man?
There are a couple of birds that do seem to be following you.
Do we know any of if they have any affiliation?
You are not familiar. There is a crow and a raven, and they're flying up pretty high.
Okay.
Your eyes are sharp, and with that high roll, you manage to just see them like through a little bit of moonlight, passing overhead.
Hey, don't look, don't turn around. Hey, don't look, don't turn around. But we got company. We got some birdies following us. I'm not sure if they're Al Capone's people or not, but I think we should lure them in close and put the squeeze on them to see what they're about.
So with that, I pretend like I'm just in, I'd be like a hippo with the little bit I open my mouth a bit so they can get whatever.
You said a crow and a what?
A raven.
Okay. Corvids.
Yes.
Ravens and crows really like shiny things. Maybe we can trick them.
Do I have anything shiny besides my bullets?
We should maybe find some place with an overhang. We could throw something shiny out just outside of it so they can't spot us. Reflect some light off it. They'll never be able to resist. We just need a box, a stick, and a string now.
A box, stick, and string. Okay.
If Looney Tunes has taught me anything, this always works.
If we need a box, maybe we could find one inside an alley real fast. We're gonna be taking detours.
Oh, and shiny stuff. So, who wants to find our supplies? Scavenge.
Sure, I can get in little places. I can try that.
I was about to say it feels like a panda thing to do that.
Yeah. I'll look. I look basically like a raccoon too, so I'll probably be like the least suspicious in a city of like trying to find things in a garbage can.
Fair.
Unless we're in Florida.
But
I don't think we're in Florida.
In which case, Frenzy would be the one.
True.
No, you are not in Florida. You're, middle of the country.
Okay. So what am I rolling to try to find a shiny?
What do you think makes sense here?
Knowing how
you're looking for awareness.
I think awareness makes the most sense for anything I want to try to do, honestly, because I'm in an unfamiliar territory. The problem is I suck at awareness, so this is just going to be a straight roll.
Maybe you can get some XP here.
Let's see. I mean, we love that XP. Oh, this is not great. So I got double fours. Only the enemy boss is showing. And that's just an 8, a straight 8.
All right.
Oh dear.
Success with consequence. You get 2 -1 forwards, but you can give a +1 forward.
I will give the +1 forward to Frenzy this time because Tully has one already, and I think that with this I've just invited trouble. So
as you're hunting about to try and find the box, the idea of luring these birds down here kind of becomes a little apparent, and the raven winds up kind of gliding down next to you as you kind of like fumble around. He's well dressed in a black shirt over his black feathers. So what you doing down here? He's even though even though you're bigger than he is, he's kind of giving you that idea as he's like kind of perched on a branch above, like he's looking down on you.
Yeah, so he'll look up and he'll be like, "Oh, just going for a midnight stroll. What's a fellow of your particular caliber doing out here? Doesn't seem necessarily much your speed."
Oh, and he kind of brings his wings out, just stretching the old wings.
Real quick, Tully's not saying anything, but do we feel like he's disrespecting us?
No.
All right, good, because we were about to start a mob war because we thought someone disrespected us. This bird's got another thing coming.
Yeah.
He's got maybe a little bit of attitude, but he is not throwing any shade or disrespect.
I'm curious though, sir. What perchance would someone of your particular avian persuasion be doing following a bunch of land-bound animals such as myself and my compatriots?
Following, and he kind of turns to the side, and like out of the darkness, the shadow, the crow kind of just not materializes, but like you didn't see her, but she was just all of a sudden is there. Were we following anyone? And in a very, very crow voice, she kind of cries out, "Nah, we weren't following anybody."
Oh, well, that's a pity. I was hoping that you found myself or one of my companions particularly fancy. I know that your particular sort are highly intelligent, and I was hoping that we had found ourselves in your good graces to be interesting enough to tickle your taste, as it were.
Well, and she kind of coos at the very obvious flattery. Perhaps you're not so bad. Was there something you have to offer?
Well, I found a shiny thing, right?
Yes, you just didn't find a box.
Okay. I did in fact find this, and I'll hold up whatever I found.
You tell me, what did you find?
A quarter.
Okay.
Ooh. Currency.
Uh-huh.
You don't see one of those lying just anywhere.
No, you really don't. But it is very shiny. So it easily stood out to me in the darkness. And I saw this, and I actually thought that it reminded me of an intelligent bird's gleaming eyes.
Mm.
Are you from the zoo, perchance?
I wouldn't necessarily say that we're from the zoo, but we know of affiliations therein and have visited on regular occasions.
So are you up on the news about Owl Capone then?
Unfortunately, we are.
Now, hold on. I have an ability called People. During that moment, I want to roll that to see if I can kind of like insight them real fast.
Sure, yeah.
Because that was such a good thing.
Let's see if you know people.
You want to know something? I wrote Snake Eyes, but I'm going to use a marker because I think this is very important.
So, not being from the zoo, and maybe individually you might not have been able to, pull them out. But the crow is Erica Craven, and the is Rick Roth, and they are essentially, you know, one source of information that Capone used getting things, from outside of the zoo, because, well, all the illicit activities tends to happen at night. So having blackbirds are incredibly stealthy to get in and out of places.
Mm-hmm.
They got to kind of live it up when they were at the zoo, because they were able to get information to her, and they could just get out and fly, not having to worry about using the underground, without having to use like a gate. And when all you're doing is passing information, there's no goods.
Mm-hmm.
It was all just, the right person, the right time.
Yeah. I'm taking like so notes. So Erica is the crow, and which one was the raven?
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And Arnold, just based on the fact that Arnold knows Roscoe, he could probably surmise that Roscoe at this point is trying to make a connection for him to try to get these birds to join his side, given their recent lack of a boss.
Yeah. So, thank you. So I'll definitely chime in and be like, Erica and Rick, how long Fall and the Mighty have been? So, how are things in the business these days?
Well, things have taken a sour turn, but I can only imagine that we'll bounce back before too long.
Well,
What do I know?
birds of a feather flock together, and your flock seems kind of thin these days, but
Well, that is
maybe
the flock stuck together and goose has been plucked.
yeah, but maybe we could offer some protection during these troubled times.
Well, not really so much protection that we need. We can be as quiet as we need. We've got, there's no one who's got, solid dirt on us.
Of course not.
We tend to keep our feathers cleaned and preened.
And may I say that with your reputation, or rather lack thereof, your feathers are pristine and very pruned. But
You mentioned protection. What is it that you're looking to do? I don't
well,
know you, or do you have an affiliation that you're looking to do something with?
well,
Use our services?
of course, like you guys are so talented individuals, and unfortunately with Al Capone's, downfall, maybe we can make sure your beaks are sharp, and maybe you pick on my back, I scratch your back.
I will take this opportunity to open my whole head in a mighty yawn.
What do you have in mind? Like I said, I don't necessarily know you, and it doesn't appear that you have any high standing with anybody left.
Well, let's just say we've done a few jobs for Otto, but we're on our way out, and maybe you guys can be big birds in the near future.
Well, you tend to have a cushy life. Well, you let us know where we can visit, and just maybe we'll see if there's something that can be had if you prove that you can hold your own.
Not a problem. And I'll give them directions to my morning pen. Obviously not my hideout.
Sure.
But just so in the morning, because they're just birds. They can fly in, fly out anytime they want.
Mhm.
They know where to find me. So yeah, give them those coordinates. So maybe when we pull up our big score, we can like discuss more details. But and I just let them know, like, it'll be nice to be friends with you. It'll be nice to be friends with us. So just help each other out.
Sounds like a plan.
I extend, I guess, like a toe to kind of like, just mutual handshake or crow shake, wing shake. However the hell they want to shake hands.
And of course, we would value your discretion in this matter as well. Consider this a token of friendship and an advance on things to potentially come should you choose to offer us your services. And he'll like flick up the coin towards probably towards Rick.
Okay. They catch it deftly. Go ahead and give me a start spitting roll to see how well you're whether you're looking at this as a convince or an intimidate, your call. But
I would like to assist.
Okay.
Regardless of how he's intending it, I'm going to kind of intimidate.
All right.
And perhaps you would like to fly over Al Capone's territory. As you consider, I heard there was a bit of a fire, and I pull out a Molotov cocktail and just kind of like swish it around.
All right, so break it up.
It'd be a shame for something like that to happen again.
So Roscoe was definitely meaning it as friendly.
Sure.
All right, we got double fives.
All right.
That's 7 showing on the dice, and I have a +1 forward, bringing it to an 8, and then my magnetism of 1 is a 9. So that is a success with consequences. So as long as you don't mess it up, man, you get a +1.
Okay,
so you get
that
you get a -1 forward, and you 1 forward. But you give your in addition to wherever you give the +1 forward, you give a +1 to the roll to Roscoe.
Okay.
Are you giving that?
Yeah, I'll also give that too.
So +2 coming to you from Tully.
Hey, that negates my -2 forward.
It does indeed.
So it just puts me back to what I normally would roll, which I appreciate. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I got doubles again. Man, I got doubles so much. I got double 4s this time. And no bosses showing. So it's a 9 base plus my magnetism is a 2. So that is 9 + 2, 11.
All right. So with the doubles, that's success, and you get a +1 forward on your next roll. So you've washed your negative and gained a +1. And as you flick the coin, they look back and forth. They catch it between Tully and the Maltel cocktail, and the not serene, but the pleasant look on your face. I mean, red pandas are just so cute. And something passes between them. And in that moment, you realize that it was decided right here that they're not going to rat on you. Otto.
Nice.
That's good for everybody. We don't have to freaking see these birds, and we don't get ratted on.
Yeah.
It was a thing. Like, until you flicked that coin, they were totally going to sell you out.
I figured.
Mm.
I figured.
I mean, come on. They're information brokers, and you guys are nobodies.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Roscoe will whisper to Arnold, you need a more menacing name, something that people won't know you by, like Bogfather.
Yeah. Maybe we can work on that.
I think that's a great idea, but I don't think the Hogfather is going to really work for him.
No, the Bogfather.
Hogfather?
Yeah, you know, water, mud, all that business.
Man, I don't know. That sounds kind of icky, like a place you don't want to go. I get like where you're going with the getting the mired there, but you know, it feels more icky than terror-inducing. We'll have to workshop it.
You know what? Put it in the comment section, everyone. Give me your suggestions for
yes.
Arnold Gang father's name.
Yes. And
I'll take all
Roscoe will
suggestions.
Said name as like, you know, we like this is an up and coming mob boss. Not necessarily saying it is Arnold, by the way, but just like insinuating to the birds that whatever name the chat decides to put in there as like the best one that we like,
we'll come up with something and we'll look at all suggestions and what have you.
You know, they call hippopotamuses river horses. Maybe we can do something with that.
Water horse sounds like a bad movie.
Can't go with stallion because that's already taken.
Oh, what about like the hungry hippo or something?
I do like me a mean meal.
Have you lost your marbles with that one?
I don't know. I'm just spitballing some ideas here.
All right. So
the raging river horse. I don't know. The angry river horse.
We can definitely discuss it on our way to our big score.
I think on the way to the pet shop, that's all we're doing is throwing names back and forth. And each one is worse than the last. We're not really doing this. We're not good at this at all.
Lovely.
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes it takes time to figure all of that out. Do you really think that Carlo Hambino just started off from day one? Yeah, I'm the hog. Like, yeah, I think it was something that built.
Oh yeah.
It's all about branding, you know.
Yes, exactly. Roscoe's trying to establish his branding. We'll say the big man for now. How about that? We'll be like illusory to it. The big man, because Arnold's big, right?
Yes.
Instead of short man, it's big man. Or Mr. Big, if we're going Rocky and Bullwinkle.
All right. So I guess how's the shop looking in terms of like security?
So you've gone over the river. Now you're getting into the woods.
Oh man.
Snap.
We're into the woods now, folks.
Into the woods, out of the woods.
As you've kind of you've thrown all worry of the zoo behind because, well, let's face it, all of the things that you might typically encounter are back there. This is just out in the normal people world. Who's going to do anything out here when the motorcycle kind of comes up and is coming upon what looks to be a fallen tree in the middle of the road?
Not this again.
Yeah, I was about to say $20 billion is the critters. I'm willing to bet every dollar I have.
Angry duck
no, they're just a big giant gang.
Well, to be fair, you're going in the opposite direction of I know
that's what makes it funnier.
The Wander Pet Gang.
It's the Southern Wander Pet.
Oh no, they're just like that prolific. I mean, they have babies all the time. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
They're actually the family.
Oh god.
So what do you guys do?
Frenzy, I hope you're hungry.
Hmm?
It seems as though we may encounter some more rodentia.
Ah. Ah. I'm just gonna sneak on in there.
Okay.
So literally across the road. You'd have to like either like get off the road and go around it, or you'd have to stop and clear the road. What do you try and do?
I mean, are these things between us and our objective? Like, is that what I'm hearing?
You don't see anything besides the fallen tree at the moment.
Oh, so they're like trying to get us to stop then.
Well, to be fair, we could just be a falling tree.
Could just be a falling tree.
I hop out and call out Ollie Ollie oxen free. And I'm just swishing my tail.
So you're familiar with that ratcheting sound of a round being put in a chamber, and it doesn't come from in front, it comes from the sides.
And I'm like, my eyes are on the sides of my head. I can probably see this just fine.
So the mangy.
No, they're not. I'm a predator. They would be front facing. What am I doing?
The mangiest of animals kind of come up from either side. There's a cat, there's a raccoon, there's a skunk, there's another cat on the other side.
1, 2,
and
3, 4.
You got, guns trained on all of you.
You almost brought enough guys. Let's talk.
Is there anything we can help you fellas with?
It looks like your ride's a bit too heavy. You should probably unload some things here.
Oh, sweetie, no, listen. It's not too heavy yet. You're gonna want to get us on our way back through. What do you want from the pet store? We're on our way there now. I will do you a solid and pick you something up on request.
So you can see that they're like without a roll, that's like holy crap.
Like, we don't even have the goods yet. She's just being honest.
It's so true. So
I am telling you, I will bring you sweets, whatever it is that you request, we'll bring back with us. And I'm not gonna bite your head off, and that's the best deal you're gonna get from me. So tell me what it is you want.
Like they're dumbfounded looking at each other as I realize that had they waited, they could have tried to get more stuff, but you're just free and clear offering them something.
So
give me a start spitting to show how honest you're being here.
Okay.
Can I actually assist in this, or
how are you assisting?
So what I was gonna do is like kind of double down on what Kenzie's saying in regards of like maybe it's not something you want, maybe it's something for a loved one. As I look to the felines, because they have hella amounts of babies,
You know what? That's true. They do have medicine at the pet store.
So go ahead and Arnold roll to break it up.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, so that'll give you a +1 forward on yours, Frenzy.
Okay, that's gonna give me 10 total, and I have the ally boss showing.
All right, is there doubles or no? Just
no. It's, right, that's when that matters. Okay.
So they kind of put the guns away, and the one who was doing some talking, like, a bag of food and go home.
Okay, and I'm like making notes. I am actually taking their order down. So, all right, we will. No, keep going, keep going. I'm sorry. but it just we're gonna bring these things back for you, and we're gonna have to make this run more than once. So the next time we come through here, same deal. We can just make an arrangement here, right? Since this is your road.
They're they're completely shocked. Like they're looking at each other, like they're expecting like something else, and it was not this. And you can, you've gotten the time to kind of look them over, and they've got guns, but they don't have a whole lot of, nice clothes. They're definitely underfed.
All right, I'm making a mental note to like bring them better clothes and stuff the next time we come through here, because I know that to become their sugar mama.
Yeah.
I'm going to make these mangy animals very loyal to me.
I'm kind of whispering in Kenzie's ear, maybe throwing some flea bath also. Looks like
That's
some of them
probably
can
not a
use
bad.
it.
You know what? We can do better than that. We'll get the tablet stuff. It'll make the fleas fall off like rain.
Okay.
We can get them some fancy jewelry.
Oh, collars, got it.
I don't think they had the tablets back then.
No, but if they have collars, they can pass for proper pets and not be chased by the animal control people.
No, it's definitely something to be thinking about anyway. And I'm like just continuing to write things down.
Yeah, and we all say this openly so they can hear us, how we're trying to help them out.
Yeah, we're literally just like thinking of things they could use.
Taking notes.
I mean, you can't be a mob boss without allies. We can't fight everyone these days.
Exactly. Okay, like I don't know if you've read The Godfather, but like so much of that book was just the things that family did for the families that were connected to them. Like there's a bit of kindness involved. It's just that like you bring them justice when the powers that be will not.
Exactly.
Sure. And well, you just made friends with a new gang.
So could we count this as like the what do you call break it up or whatever to possibly make them as allies, or are they already allies with
that's it. Like, Kenzie recruited them.
Hey,
I don't know exactly what they're going to be able to do. They're pretty far away from the zoo, but she's Kenzie secured the run, or at least this section of the run between the zoo and grandma's.
Oh no, Kenzie's like perfect. That was great.
Primo stuff.
I mean, sometimes like roles are required, and sometimes you say the right thing, and that was for these particular characters, I was absolutely like, what? You're just gonna give us stuff?
Well, and like she's taking animals that otherwise would not necessarily be useful to us and making them more useful to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's empowering them and thus empowering Arnold. It's brilliant.
Well,
like,
also this is the path that leads to our supply. So anyone else that wants to knock over this pet store is going to have to get through them first, and they're not going to be as nice as we were.
Exactly.
So it gives us free security. It's a good idea.
Yeah. And on top of that, like it's not like every item in the pet store is useful for like big old animals like collars. And...
Yeah. Like also, we're not going to be able to use that medicine. We don't have to take it all the way back, but we steal a little bit. And like we're medicated. We're zoo animals. We're taken care of, so we don't need it.
Exactly.
No, this is brilliant. Like I love that Kenzie's kind of like the brains in a very specific context, and it's great because she's also the muscle.
Yeah,
brains and brawn.
Exactly.
So, how much time do you spend, talking to, to this group?
However long it takes for me to get down what they need, because we do need to get in and get out.
So you get the list. of what they need, and you get the basic introductions and that kind of stuff. And then you guys get to begin heading on the rest of your way.
Cool. So this pet store then.
Yes.
How are you approaching?
I know I'm probably spelling my own doom out here by saying this out loud within DM earshot, but wouldn't it be funny if like a human were trying to rob it at the same time?
That would be funny. I I want to try and stealthily kind of coast the motorcycle in.
Okay.
So would that be a sly?
Yeah, I think that would be. I mean, it's still being sneaky.
All right. That is a that is a 7.
All right. So that is a success with consequence. We'll see what that consequence is, as you continue up to the store.
Yeah.
We
can
should try and go in through the back door.
I was gonna say, can we case the joint to see if there's like a guard dog or anything like that around that we might need to worry about?
Sure. Put your peepers to work.
Okay. I'm bad at this, but we're gonna have fun with it. Okay, there we go. There we go. There it is. So I rolled double ones, and the enemy boss is showing.
Oh
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So I got the lowest possible roll and the worst possible thing.
Is that to lose a marker?
That is indeed failure plus lose a marker.
Ouch.
Think of that XP though.
Hey, pick up the XP. That's right. Make that 2 or 3.
Speaking of
so you don't see any problems, and you're in high spirits as you're kind of looking around this place, not seeing any protection, not seeing anything that seems like even other animals are.
And they say humans are the smartest species. Well, clearly they're not, because this is wide open, guys.
Well, so yeah, screw it. I start seeing if the door is unlocked and start pushing
And I
my way
suppose
through.
there's a doggy door anywhere.
So grandma's it's the business. It's clearly, that you can see that there is, some storefront windows and what have you. But the whole thing is built to look like a house. It's oversized, but it has like all the accoutrements, including, the front porch with the rocker and the rug and everything. And in the back, there is indeed a doggy door.
Yeah, we should take that.
Man, a doggy door with no dog? This is stupid.
No, there's probably a dog, but I can take a dog.
Well, all I know is I'm not getting in through that way. As I look, maybe you and Roscoe can fit your way through.
Sure, and then we could open up the front door. Easy peasy.
All right, I'll stay back out here.
And Robin, if you want me to, since I rolled so badly, I don't mind just clopping on in first to deal with the consequences of my actions.
No, I'll go in first. I can take a hit better than you can.
Okay.
I'm wondering, should I disguise myself as a human?
you probably already kind of look like one with like your trench coat and stuff, and the fact that you're like basically the size of a human when you're on all fours. Like people probably think you're just like a William Howard Taft style person.
Absolutely, screw it. Let's try it out, folks. I'm gonna try to pull myself to like a fat human, just like and just in case we're stopped in the middle of the road, I gotta talk to somebody.
So are Tully and Arnold hanging out back, or are you hanging out front, waiting for the door to be opened?
Out back.
Yeah, and I'll roll to see if I pass myself as human looking. Oh, that's actually nice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I want to be looking while they're doing that. I want to see if the pet store has like a delivery vehicle.
It does not. At least there's not one parked out here.
Yeah.
And I might have to call a little bit of BS. I don't think you're going to be able to pull yourself off as human.
Okay.
Like being able to disguise yourself as other animals, I think.
Okay.
Within the confines of the zoo, but you're not trying to be someone that they know. You're trying to be something that you are clearly not.
Okay, I perfectly, that's perfectly fine with me. I just figure I'm like, screw it, let me try it. Then maybe I have a disguise kit. Screw it, let's see.
Sure. And sometimes you just have to work within certain parameters,
which is perfectly fine.
That's one I'm not going to go for. But hey, whatever. So, Kenzie, you pull yourself in through this door. It's a little bit of a tight fit around your shoulders and hips, but you were able to get in. Are you trying to get in?
Like tilt diagonally because there's more space that way.
Yep. Are you trying to get in stealthily? Are you?
Oh yeah.
Are you wearing your typical, Bengal dress?
And no, I imagine I left that in the cart.
Okay.
We drive a golf cart, right? Like that's what we came here on.
Motorcycle today.
Oh, okay. Well, I left it in the saddlebags.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a sly roll and see how commit a caper, if you will.
Okay, so I have double sixes, ally neutral.
What?
What?
So
bananas.
So that's a success, and everyone gets a +1 forward.
Woo.
You get a marker back.
Woo, I needed that. From losing one earlier to my backpack caper.
Well, that is true. So
I am now back in the green.
As you slink in, you can see that there is indeed, a reason for the doggy door, and it is not just one, but a handful of dogs that seem to be resting quite comfortably on the the antechamber, the foyer, whatever you want to call the back room that this door leads into. But,
okay, how many?
4.
And what kind of dog?
So they're larger dogs, hunting dogs, if you would. I'm not the best at breeds. So let's say, there's a bloodhound, there's a Rottweiler.
Oh, can one of them be like a Spanish greyhound?
Sure.
I love those dogs. They're so pretty.
All right. And what's the 4th one? Since you know more dog than I do.
Oh, Steven, you do this one.
So I have a thought.
To knock them off.
I have a thought to help with this. I have a thing I can help with this. So
Sure.
This is a pet store. They already have muzzles. I'm gonna go try to swipe some and then use my tie up loose ends to basically like leash and muzzle all of the dogs.
All right.
That's a really good idea.
That's God tier strats.
You can do this with one roll.
Okay.
Give me get out of a jam. This is gonna be a Moxie.
Moxie. Okay. This is where I've been putting my points lately because I've been so bad at it. So that's where my experience has gone. Okay, no doubles, but I've got a boss showing, so I'm doing good. I've already got a base 10 plus 2. That's 12. We're
all right. All right. So narrate for me as you've got these 4 big dogs lots of teeth, you manage to do. How does all of this work?
So Roscoe's just gonna like clop on in like a raccoon, right? And he kind of like shifts around, and then he goes and he sees that like the muzzles and leashes are probably on like a sale, right? Since this was such a good roll. So they're like already drawn attention to and everything. So he just like goes up, swipes them, and then very quickly just like slips them on, does them up, and then ties all the leashes to different shelves. So that way they're like secured, right?
Only really heavy shelves though, like things with the big dog food on
Yes.
them or something, because
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's, yet another potential problem completely and utterly avoided.
We are rolling well when it counts. Yes.
Hey, Ted.
Yes, sir.
I want to look a little harder for a delivery vehicle with a marker.
Okay. Does it have to be a delivery vehicle? Or is it just you're looking for a vehicle to swipe?
A vehicle to swipe, preferably like something like a van or something.
All right.
Maybe like a U-Haul.
So you're using the marker to
Edit the scene.
To say one's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Are accomplished, and you were able to find an older van that's serviceable and whatnot.
so I want all of the top shelf catnip. I put it in the backpack I stole earlier.
Okay.
I'm gonna take at least 2 other muzzles because there are canine units, and then like some of those like Kongs with the peanut butter in them, just like right in the backpack. Treats, lots of treats, and then the list of things that I need. I'm gonna get a bag from the shop and put all of that in there because we don't have to take it with us.
Okay. So at some point in time, the dogs eventually wake up and they're trying to get these muzzles off, but they're designed to not come off easily for the one wearing it. And you manage to stake them out far enough that they can't help each other. So by the time all of this kind of comes to you guys are already in process, and I don't know if you do everything through the back door or if you get the front door open and you unload that way too. But what does this look like, and how much stuff do you take?
Like at least a backpack full.
I imagine we
Sounds like
unlock the
Tully's
door
looking
so-
to fill up a van.
Yeah, I imagine we unlock the door so that Tully and Arnold can come in, and then at some point Roscoe will want to address the dogs if this is going to be a regular spot we hit.
I want to try and hotwire the car,
Okay.
the van. So I think this sounds like Sly.
Yeah, that's commit a caper. It's
Let's see if we have to spend another marker or not, because we really need the van. Oh, that's a 9 on the dice. +1, that's a 10.
that will work. So I'll give you 2 ways that you can do this. Either, your time spent with Maurice has taught you enough things to kind of get things moving, or you looked around the office and found the keys.
We'll probably go with the found the keys.
Okay. So if you've got access to the van, how much are you hauling away?
As much as we can fit in it.
What kind of things are you looking to take?
So zoo animals don't need food per se, but I think the treats like rawhide, dog bones, ferret treats. Well, it's
We
a
also need
pet
to
store.
grab this-
There's also pets, right? Do we want to liberate the pets?
We could have them part of our own little army.
Arnold, you're gonna have to make a speech. That's the only way this works.
All right.
They didn't
So I
land
was
on
like-
this pet store. This pet store landed on them. Go.
Right. So that's exactly it. Some of you, my brethren here, are captives just to be sold off to new captors. Is that the kind of life you want for you and your children and your children's children, I say no. You can come with us and be free as you were supposed to be.
Don't forget, don't leave out the feeder pets.
Feeder pets for all.
No. Some pets are
we're
there to be
recruiting the
fed.
feeder pets.
Yeah, feeder pets are like the mice you buy to feed the other pets.
Yeah, and we can't take anybody that's too big for us to hide in our enclosures.
Okay, so all I had was cats growing up. I had to worry about that part of the pet store.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things that are just as like, yep, they are raised to feed to other animals. That's about it.
Okay, so I'll walk over to the feeder pet section and say, and your lives is just for service of another one.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely gonna get eaten if you stay. You might as well come with us. I'll like open the backpack.
All right, so give me a start spitting there, Arnold.
I will start spitting on everything I have. 4, 5 with my full word, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right. So you've got dogs, cats, reptiles, and rodents.
Oh my.
That are in this particular place. Dog, cat, reptile, rodent. One of them, as your consequence, is not going to come with you. So I'm going to roll a d4.
Yeah.
Let that go.
Ted, it will actually bother me if it's the rodents that decide not to come with us. They're gonna die if they don't. Like
the dogs did not like.
That's reasonable.
Tied up the other dogs, so they're gonna stay.
That's perfectly fine.
The dogs will probably be treated the best out of all of these animals, and they would be the hardest for us to hide. So I'm good with this.
So you've got.
Hey Arnold, buddy, boss. Pull out a mock-top cocktail. Do you want me to take care of the dissenters?
No.
They don't just say no. They just don't say no to the crazy water horse, Arnold. Short man. This is an insult. They're
kind of like,
you, sir.
I'm kind of pushing him back so he doesn't throw it.
Right. Like, you guys have this internal discussion real quick. I'll be right back.
Totally no, like you can't do this I get it. In the zoo, we play by wild rules, but here in the human world, you can't set things on fire, especially things that we may need to come back to in some future time.
You make a good point there, boss, but you just let me know. Let me at him. I'll tear it apart for you. I got a crowbar. I don't even need to set it on fire. I can bash their little puppy brains in. They don't say no to short men.
I get it totally. You are. This is why you're the man. But
I feel like Arnold's like partially hugging Tully as Tully's got like one arm over his shoulder.
That's exactly what's happening.
The crowbar behind him.
That's exactly what's happening. If justice needs to be delivered, you'll be the first one to know. But
all right, boss. I just don't like it when they disrespect you. It makes me crazy.
Well, I mean, other than mutilation via flame, what kind of justice do you want? Maybe we can leave them tied up. That's the best we could probably do.
I'm dying.
We could just untie one of them so they can untie the others, and we'll be out by the time they're all free. But if we leave them tied up, then their humans will know it wasn't their fault and they won't get into as much trouble. And the next time we come here, they might be less likely to come at us.
Before you do that, Roscoe wants to address them. So he will go over to the dogs.
Tully's going to march back and forth, pace back and forth behind you, slapping the crowbar in his palm as you address them. Oh no! Better yet, he's going to grab one of the newspapers and roll it up, and he's going to smack it as you address them.
So he will go up and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, some of my compatriots are less hinged than the others. However, I am nothing if not reasonable. And the same goes for our good boss here, the big man. As you can see, we really could have just offed the lot of you if we had so desired. However, we are more respectable than that. And the fact is, some of these goods are going to help some less fortunate pets than yourselves. You see, some animals don't get the benefit of medicine or a guaranteed meal. Some animals don't get to have nice clothes or humans that love them. Some animals have to worry about just surviving day to day, let alone whether or not they're going to get the treats that they want. Some animals don't even know what treats are. We are going to help these animals as a part of our runs. And I do want to be very clear. We intend to come back. And as we have just proven to you, we are more than capable of handling you without you even being aware. So we can go through this whole song and dance of tying you up each time we come. Or alternatively, we could allow the turtle to get loose on you. Or a third option, and probably the best option, would be for you to welcome us with open arms and consider yourselves friends of ours, and we might perhaps bring you nice things as well. We come from a zoo where the fact is there is a gift shop with stuffed animals and balls and other things that I know people of your persuasion and caliber tend to enjoy and appreciate. So that being said, would you like to strike a bargain, or would you like to go through this every time we come back? You can just nod your affirmation, or else we'll take the hint and let you figure out how to get loose on your own.
Quick moment though, like Roscoe, that speech was so, and this is me speaking out of character, that speech was so good, I'm probably going to donate to my local shelter when I get a chance.
Oh, I know. It's as good as Lorena McKinnon singing in the background of all the sad puppies and like.
Right.
Okay, so full disclosure, my cat, who we rescued, has been whining and crying outside my door this whole time, which is part of why I'm muted, because she wants attention so badly. And she has only gotten cuddles like twice today because I've been busy with work.
We just need, Sarah McLachlan playing "I Will Remember You" in the background, and we're all
It's funny, Parks in chat wrote "in the eyes of an angel" in chat.
Oh.
So the one hound speaks up. Well, you can plan to come back, but with all that you're taking, there's no guarantee that we're still going to be here. Humans operate on their own thing, and a lot of empty shelves.
If we leave you tied up, that won't be your problem. They'll be looking for the human that did this to you.
Sure, I get it. Clear that we can't do anything against what you're doing, and sure, we can make whatever bargain you want. But
I chime in.
It is what it is.
I chime in. I say, so because we play by different rules, but like, how much do you think is enough? So this operation here runs smoothly enough.
Well, I have no clue how it all works, but Grandma doesn't just do this because that's what she wants to do. It's how she does what she does. So like I said, I got no power to stop you. There's clearly you and only one of me that's unmuzzled.
Well, question, Ted.
Yeah.
Is insurance a thing yet in this world? Like, do they have insurance that, like, for theft they could like get their money back? As
insurance goes
and what we
back
know about
to a long time ago, so I would say yes. Before there was motorized vehicles, before there was firearms, there was insurance, and that's kind of how corporations came about. Like when they sailed ships around the world and stuff like that. So,
So
Yeah, and I do believe that's some of the the mafioso talk of like yeah, we're here for the insurance payment.
okay. So yeah, Roscoe will just mention, look, your human probably has a thing called insurance. This will reimburse anything that was stolen. And if we mess up the store a little bit and we leave all of you tied up, it will very much look like a human just did this. And then they will be paid back. And then on future runs, we can make a point of skimming as opposed to outright looting.
Because we have the supply now, so we can make it less noticeable.
Exactly. Would this be an amicable means of a friendship?
All right, let's do a start spitting and see
Oh
how
boy.
this works. This is a bit of a gamble here.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. So that is 9 plus 2, 11.
All right.
I was about to say, Steven, you better spend the marker if you fail.
Oh, I was fully planning on it.
Like, you better.
So, with a bit of a chagrin, he agrees, but like you got to bring back zoo stuff for them. You got to do it so that you're assuaging some of their conscience by essentially offering them stuff.
Okay. And then this way also, if we make it look like humans robbed the place, it will make more sense that a bunch of animals are now free. It will look almost like this person was willfully targeted, so they're a lot more likely to just get their insurance.
I have an idea.
We frame PETA. Is that your idea?
Yes!
Okay, like we gotta break some windows. We gotta make sure the door is like open a little bit. And maybe break the cages of the animals that got out and make it look like they got stolen too.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Dave.
So I'm just
I mean, it sounds great, but 1980 is when it was founded, so
We can frame the actual mob. We can
draw
frame the actual mob.
I like that.
Or maybe draw like a hippie symbol on the side. Stealing
again,
pets
the
is something-
hippies came about in like the 60s, so
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
I know,
I
it was
like
such a
framing-
buzzkill.
I like framing the actual mob though. Like we can like straight up like just make it look like the mob did this, and like maybe even take cash.
Oh, that you know what? Instead of framing the mob, what if we figure out like who the human mobsters are and recruit their pets?
Oh,
That is gnarly, but that might be a later mission.
Yeah, I mean, not tonight. You gotta save something for the next session.
So yeah, we'll probably free the animals first and let them like all kind of gather where the dogs are tied up anyway. So that way everyone is away from all of the like breaking of things and whatnot, so nobody gets hurt. Dump the fish down the toilet first before we smash the glass.
That's how you get sewer piranhas. You want sewer piranhas?
This is how they started in canon in this world, is we started that mess.
The sewer piranha mob.
Scarface.
So yeah. And then like, Roscoe will sort of like also just generally like try to make nice and be apologetic about having to initially tie up the dogs and stuff, and explain that in the future now this doesn't need to happen.
Yo, we could take a page out of Coca-Cola's playbook when we're trying to all right, we might need to go by the pharmacy. Hear me out. We're gonna take the rawhides and lace them with cocaine. And then we'll start giving them to the flat paws. So they'll think they're hooked on rawhide, but they're really hooked on cocaine.
Do we have cocaine? Can we get cocaine?
I mean, they used to put it in cough syrup and Coca-Cola.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't Coca-Cola. We could just soak them in Coca-Cola and make them like
Oh my god,
little
okay, that's a
bones.
really good idea actually. Do they have a vending machine here?
They didn't have vending machines, probably.
Oh.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, like You'd have like the old style coolers that you would just
Like
get.
they probably like made stuff with like actual syrup and stuff like that back then. So, and Coca-Cola may actually post-date Prohibition, but they used cocaine and stuff in cough syrup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why great grandma was so happy and could get shit done.
As part of our loot haul, Roscoe wants to make a point to get some like bird cages, hamster cages, leashes, and muzzles. So that way we're like
things
set
to
up
restrain
for
people with.
future jobs and whatnot. Because this was useful now. Imagine it could be useful later.
Oh no,
sure.
Coca-Cola, 1886. Yeah, we can soak it in Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah, perfect.
When do they stop putting cocaine in it?
But I
We're
do
gonna
know
have
that,
some really itchy dogs when that happens.
I do know that sliced bread was invented in 1928 and was briefly made illegal.
But to be fair,
Ugh.
and just across the board, we nope, I lost it. Burn that brain cell, it's gone. Continue, sorry.
In
Right,
1903.
we don't know. We don't know they're gonna stop putting cocaine in the soda, so we don't know this is a really evil thing to do in character. So it makes total sense for us to do it. That was it.
Oh wait a minute. Let's see. So actually, like, it wasn't 100% out because there was trace elements of cocaine in it until 1929.
Okay. So the question is, has sliced bread been invented yet?
Are you
That's a
about
good
Oh,
to put cocaine in bread?
No, because bread was sliced bread was invented in 1928, and
Okay.
the cocaine was taken out in 1929.
Mm.
So if sliced bread has been invented, there's a chance it's been taken out.
I have no ability to truly fathom living in a world without sliced bread.
Yeah.
Thought that was like, I can't fathom a world without cocaine in my cola.
Yeah, because that's where I'm gonna go. Are you kidding me? Do you see the shirt I'm wearing? Do you think I could take cocaine and look at this shirt?
You'd be fine as long as you stay away from mirrors.
The
Everyone
shirt
else is
I'm wearing,
screwed.
are you sure I haven't already taken cocaine?
The jokey shirt.
Yes.
So you liberate everything that you want. You load up the pets that want to go with you and whatnot into the van. You've taken much more than a general backpack's worth. Only question is multiple questions. Number one, do you stop by, the stray cats and deliver what you said?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We give them a little catnip, some flea collars, some treats.
The little tablets that make the fleas. They probably didn't have those in the 1920s. Never mind.
It was like powder or something. Whatever we find, we give them.
Yeah.
Some toys, some catnip, some food.
All the medicine because we don't need it.
Right.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we just say, hey, you want to get in the van? Look what we got.
Well, I mean,
are you taking more, or do you want to like unload some of the cats here and start a sub faction out this way?
Oh yeah, no, a sub faction out this way is a really good idea. These cats can take care of each other. We can take care of them. They'll have more numbers. They will have this road on lockdown, and we will make sure they have everything they need to do it.
But we're gonna have to call in a favor in the near future.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to die, but I'm willing to risk it.
I want to leave them with a handgun and one of the Tommy guns that I picked up too.
They had guns.
Oh, they did. Never mind. I don't need to do
They don't have food, but they have guns.
Yeah. That was the comedic aspect of when you met them, of like, they clearly don't have food, but they did have guns.
They have the important things. These are American animals, okay? They don't need no stinking food.
That would be funnier if it were untrue.
So, you managed to, get some, get some of the animals here set up, and you've got a little sub colony of your stray cats. Now the next question is how are you getting the supply into the zoo? Because it's one thing to sneak out a little motorcycle. It's another thing to be trying to sneak in a whole van.
So I'm sure the zoo gets deliveries, right? So there's a place where that stuff has to go.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to sneak it in that way.
All right. Well, like the the other gangs, the other mobs, if you will, have kind of paid off, different faction or different agents. Are you gonna look and try and grease some wheels, or are you going to?
Oh yeah, we will spread around some peanuts to make this happen.
All right, who's gonna handle that aspect?
That sounds like an Arnold thing to me.
Yeah, absolutely. It does sound like
so. Arnold, you've got a sly bearded dragon that tends to run the back gate, if you will, for any of these nighttime deliveries. So why don't you grease that palm or give me a start spit and see how well this all rolls.
Yeah. By any chance, I don't do I know this person by any chance? Or maybe I've heard of this individual through how this person may be connected with everything.
He is not connected in any way, shape, or form. This is kind of another one of those situations where it's like the underground. He takes a cut to keep the gate open to those willing to pay.
So, I go over to this individual and I say, beautiful night we have over here, don't we?
Indeed. Something tells me that it's about to get even better.
My fine fellow. How right you are. So, I got a bit of a delivery. That's about to happen.
That's what usually happens when people come to talk to me. They got some goods they want moved.
So, what's your normal rate in regards of like deliveries and parcels being delivered?
Well, I mean, usually it's dependent on a bit of quantity. And if it's small, I can look the other way for just a handful. But I mean, if we're talking, got to bring out the loading trucks. Well, that's going to be a bit heftier more. How much?
I wouldn't say trucks, but truck.
So I could keep things occupied here for 2 bags of peanuts.
I'm gonna sweeten the deal a teeny bit.
Okay.
Do we have any supplies that I think I might spend a marker that at the scene to maybe
All right. Well, you're a grifter, right?
Yeah.
Grifters are always about changing things and whatnot. So like you have a supply of things.
Yeah.
At your your hideout.
Okay. Well, I wanted to offer him some of the stuff that he's probably never had here before.
Okay.
From
the hall?
From the hall.
Okay.
So,
all right. So
Carlos himself doesn't know
sure.
what this individual may like, though.
So, all right, you offer some choice picks out of the goods. I'll float you an extra +1 on your start spit and roll for sweetening the deal.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we have some like reptile treats. I even know that even exists, but
You know how you feed her pets? We said we are going to give
A
you the good
mouse.
life. We didn't mean you
Right.
crickets or mealworms.
So yeah, I'll hand him the peanuts, and the actual things
Sure.
that he would like. Ooh, that's gonna be a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with enemy and ally boss showing.
Was a 10 with the enemy boss. That's a -1 forward. Ally
And ally.
is going to be getting your marker back.
Oh, nice. I can use those. I am now.
So you managed to, convince this guy, to kind of look the other way. You get your supplies moved in. You get all of your new friends moved in. Now you got, a whole bunch of, new family, but they're not, set up with, their own place. They're not set up with, any actual arms or any of that kind of stuff. That sounds like we've got some things to kind of figure out, what the next move is going to be.
Mhm.
But your supply line is brought in, and things are looking good.
All right, beautiful, beautiful.
Are we going to put them up at the hideout for now?
Here's a
Hmm.
thought. What if all of the furry ones, right? So like the rabbits, the hamsters, all that stuff. What if we put them in the petting zoo just outright? Because that's kind of what they have been raised to want anyway, and then they can figure things out from there, right? Like that way you could like let them sort of like get the children's love and attention, or figure out where they want to go from there, because there's other petting zoo animals there that can like similarly
Right.
help them figure it out. That's my
That's a
thought.
great idea.
But do
That's
we
an
want
excellent
those
idea.
animals to get their hooks in?
And they might even be willing to like spread the word for us if we talk to them, or maybe if Arnold was willing to talk to them about like this up and coming enigmatic boss that is not at all related to us.
Well, not just that, but I mean, we may want to wait until like spreading the news of that kind of thing. It's more on the low the better, but they can keep their ears
I
keep
feel
the
like we have to
supplies-
indoctrinate them a little bit more before we send them out into the population with the rest of the animals. We got to make sure they're fully vested in us.
we
That's my
saved them
thought.
from being eaten. I mean,
We got to get them into the cult of the short man.
okay. So yeah, I for before taking them to the petting zoo, let them have a great old time at my hideouts. They can do what they need to do, drink what they want to drink, smoke whatever they want to smoke,
Nice.
or whatever it is they want to do for a little while. Then when it's time, I'll take them to the petting zoo so they can sleep off whatever drunk or high they pull off.
So I guess the next session we're gonna kind of figure out like the supply chains and supplying them, and also how to soak rawhide dog bones in Coca-Cola and get them distributed to the so distribution, right? Next session is all going to be all about distribution, I think.
Distribution,
Yes.
supply chain.
So,
And we're only filling the niche that Al Capone had too, for the most part, right? Because Al Capone was about going out and getting the illicit stuff from outside the zoo, and now she's arrested.
Mm-hmm.
So like we're just filling the hole that she left.
so maybe we should figure out what exactly she was doing.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was gonna say is if we figure out everywhere she had her talons in, we might be able to meet all those needs and just kind of like slot very neatly and easily into that role and into that
Yeah, but
territory.
I mean, not just slot in, but like take over her operation and add that to the one we just started our own.
Yeah.
Expand. So
Figure out what other people were being compensated and then similarly compensate them, that sort of thing.
all right,
Well,
I
I
think we got a
mean-
plan, and then hopefully now Ted has some ideas for next session.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why I was taking notes as you guys were talking.
well, between the Pink Ladies, Jenny Jangles, and the information bird brokers, you know.
It sounds like we've got some pieces to move as we move into session 9. This is going to be a lot of fun for those that are watching. This is pure chaos. So depending upon what moves this group decides to do at any point in time, it could be a wrong move, and the dice don't support, and it could end not with the glorified element you're looking for. So it's one of
I
those.
am kind of low key hoping we have our first party type in this game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So it's just one of those things. So just be warned that at some point in time it could be like, well, that's it. That's the end of the story.
Tully's going to turn his shell into a giant Molotov cocktail.
Or we could wind up seeing a new boss appear with apparently Crazy River Horse making an appearance. But I think Dave was trying to show off a tattoo. So
yeah, I got a new tattoo. Everyone, if you're fans of Saber Dice, this was almost the logo. And if you've been with Nerdarchy for a while here, the stupid what you call it, the green screen thing is messing it up a little bit. But this was an almost logo for Saber Dice. I'll get some pictures up on Facebook or something on the page. And if you watch the first session or season of Ingest Quest, the original, Anthony Amato was a part of that, and he was a dear friend of ours who has passed away from cancer quite some time ago, and he did the logo work. So I had the art laying around. It had never gotten used, and I really liked it. So now it is on my body forever.
So it's a nice tribute to something was awesome, and to a fantastic friend who was a great artist. So
yeah, come on,
and a hell of an RPer.
Yeah. Oh no, it just wants to do nothing. It won't give it to me.
I wish I could remember his character's name, but he was all about ooze, and it was fabulous.
Oh well.
With that, we'll be back for the next session next Tuesday night. Next Friday, not this one coming, but the following. Robin and I will be back, as well as with Carlos, for the season finale of the series finale of Untraditionally Arcane. We'll get that story wrapped up before we roll the dice and we hand over the DM seat to the illustrious Robin for that.
Oh.
It's going to be.
Oh, you mean okay? Never mind. You mean Friday game?
Mm.
Friday game.
Like I just went in this rotation. What are we doing?
No. When this story is over, Tuesday nights, Carlos is next up in the DMC.
Yeah.
We've got some ideas brewing for that. As a reminder, Dave and I will be traveling this Sunday, so there will not be a live chat this coming. But stay tuned. We'll be back here next Tuesday night for the next session of Here. Thanks for watching. Put your suggestions for what we should be calling the new mob boss, because Arnold Shortman just ain't gonna do it. But I think the leading contender is Crazy River Horse. We'll see what happens. So until next time,
stay nerdy.
Nerdy.